Generally, involuntary manslaughter is the unjustifiable, inexcusable, and unintentional killing of another human being without deliberation, premeditation, or malice. In addition, to be convicted of involuntary manslaughter, there must be a causal connection between the defendant's unlawful act and the death of another. In State v. McFadden, the Iowa Supreme Court considered whether the reckless act of one person engaged in an unlawful activity concurrently with another could constitute proximate cause for the other's death. In April of 1980, Michael McFadden and Matthew Sulgrove engaged in a drag race on a city street in Des Moines, Iowa. During the race, Sulgrove lost control of his vehicle and swerved into a lane of oncoming traffic. As he swerved, Sulgrove struck a vehicle traveling in the opposite direction, killing Sulgrove and a 6-year-old passenger in the other vehicle. McFadden's vehicle never physically contacted either of the two vehicles. Subsequently, McFadden was charged in state district court with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter for the deaths of both Sulgrove and the passenger. McFadden waived his right to a jury trial and, following a bench trial, was found guilty on both counts under 3 separate theories of criminal responsibility. First, that McFadden aided and abetted Sulgrove in committing involuntary manslaughter. Second, that McFadden was vicariously responsible for Sulgrove's commission of involuntary manslaughter by reason of their joint participation in the crime of drag racing. And third, that McFadden committed involuntary manslaughter by recklessly engaging in a drag race, which proximately caused the Sulgrove collision. McFadden appealed to the Iowa Supreme Court, arguing first that Sulgrove was a competitor in the drag race and therefore assumed the risk of his own death. Therefore, McFadden couldn't be held responsible for it. Second, he argued that the trial court erred by applying the civil standard of proximate causation instead of a more stringent standard of direct causal connection. The court found that the first 2 theories of criminal responsibility were based on vicarious liability and sufficient to convict McFadden for involuntary manslaughter of the passenger, but not Sulgrove. Next, the court turned its attention to the third theory of criminal responsibility,